All right, guys. You're welcome to another episode of PraiZZy's YouTube videos. Well, today am here to give 5 tips that helped transform my beat making. Yeah, so for producers, like, yeah. So let's just go straight down to the business. First, I would say the first thing that would determine whatever you are making, whatever kind of sound you are making, or whatever kind of music you are making entirely, yeah. The first thing is your sound selection, the kind of sounds you decide to use for your beats, yeah. The kind of sounds you decide to use for your beats. So, and sound selection is like, would I say, is like about 40% of whatever will make or whatever will give you a very good sound. Yes, sound selection. Yeah, so in this beat, uh, as you can see, I used some samples. Yeah, so but whether you are using samples or not, the kind of sounds you use determines how the song will come out. Yeah, so for this beat, I found this sample in my yeah, in my sample pack. Yeah, so this is what it sounds like. Yeah, so you can see that the sample has this very dreamy effect, or like dreamy reverb. There's actually nothing on it actually. Yeah, like I didn't add any effects on it here. It's still very plain. I just did some leveling. Yeah, so it's, as you can see, only the sample alone is very catchy, and any artist that hears it will definitely want to jump on something like this. Do you understand? So yeah, your sound selection matters a lot. Your sound selection for your melodies, your sound selection for your drums, your sound selection for everything you use matters a lot. Yeah, so then I from this sample pack I also found other melodies. Yeah, like this one. Like it's if you know if you notice well, sounds complement themselves. Yeah, like they said, music is the combination of pleasant sounds. Yeah. So yeah, so basically your sound selection is has to be pleasant to your ears first. It has to be something that would catch you in the spirit, you know. They say it doesn't, like, music doesn't take permission. Once it enters your ears, it goes straight to your spirit. Yeah, so basically once you once you're making a beat and you know the sound is passing a message to you, definitely it will definitely pass a message to whoever hears it, depending on how inclined or how open they are to the sound. Yeah. So these were the sounds I used melody wise. So I play this one for you. Then the bass, this was bass. Yeah, you can see how each and every sound coming together is complementing themselves. Also this one too. so let me play all of them together so you hear how each and every melodies were like doing your work. Yeah, so you can see how the combination of each and every melody was bringing out that very wonderful sound. So yeah, the kind of sounds you select really determines how nice and how good your your song is going to come out. Yeah, so the drums. Another tip is your drum pattern, like the kind of drum pattern you use for your beats. Yeah, for something like this, a producer will pick this kind of sample and also and use can make an Afrobeat to it. Another person can also use make a calypso, depending on your kind of inspiration. Yeah. So, but your drum pattern also determines how your sound will come out and everything. Yeah. So for this beat, I think I used shakers first. Yeah. I came in with my shakers, then I added some hi-hats and snares. Added some hi-hats and snares. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, so this here I'm adding is a swing. It's called a swing. It kind of gives your drum pattern like kind of makes it not to sound robotic, like it gives it this little bit of adjustments that can make it feel like it's swinging. Yeah, if you can listen, if I turn this button all the way up, you can see how it has swinged and scattered the whole bit. So we don't really need to like take it all the way up, like sometimes 20 to 15% does the work. Let's just say 15%. Okay, so after that I went into adding this the snap. Yeah, so all these sound selections, even for your drums too, they matter because like I said earlier, music is a combination of sounds. So the kind of sounds you decide to try and combine together will determine how it comes out at the end of the day. Yeah, so then my kick, I think I added a kick afterwards. Yeah, so this is everything with the drum patterns. Yeah, so I also added an 808 to this. Yes, I also added an 808 to make it more bouncy. Yeah, so like I said, sound selection. Another producer would have just used only a bass. Another producer would have used different options like to come up with to like make a very good sound. I mean, I decided to go down into it. This is how it sounds, right? smoothly. That is how it went. So yeah, another tip that would help you transform your beats is your arrangement, the way you arrange your song from the intro to the verse, chorus to the hook. Yeah, but for this one, I started with the intro first. Definitely, it all starts with an intro. Yeah, so the intro could just be, you can decide to use anything for the intro. A lot of people might start with their drums as their intro. A lot of people might start with whatever melody. So yeah, for me, I started with, I have a couple of melodies here, but I chose this one to start with because this one is giving that is like giving that very main melody. Yeah, and it's also catchy. I would have also started with this one. Another person can also come and start with this one. So depending, like there's no actually blueprint to it. So but for me, I decided to go with this one first as my intro. And if you notice, I just used only this melody for the intro, no other thing. Then after this comes in my drums, and also how you arrange your drums, the way they come into it, the way they go out of it also matters. So from here, I started with my shakers, my hi-hats, and my snare first after the melody. Yeah, so you could see that after the shakers, the snare and the melody came in some other things like the bass and extra melody to like build up, because sometimes you have to build up your sounds. Like you don't need to throw everything in at once. You build them up gradually, but like step by step, Yeah, so after this, then comes in the kick. Yeah, so if you notice from the numbers here, you see that I give my intro 8 bars. Then from my intro to, let's say, to my intro to the next one, 8 bars again, to where my kick entered. Then from my kick to where the 808 entered, another 8 bars. Then 808 took another 8 bars. Then you get, so there's no blueprint to it, but actually 8 bars is like, is like a very common way of like trying to like build the beat step by step. I just each give all of them 8 bars depending on how you want to arrange it and depending on your artist you get. So yes, your arrangement really goes a long way by telling a story or by giving out what, like, it also helps to like pass out the message you want to pass out on your beats. Yeah, then another tip that also helps us in our beat making is our transitions. Yeah, they might really not sound, or they might reach, to some people they might really not be a big deal, but for me they are, because they help transition from one bar to another, from one section of the song to another. Sometimes if you just leave them like that, they really might not, give that build up. Yeah. So like from the intro now, I had a razor from here. Then my tag, claps. Yeah, you can see how it built it. You can see how the build up went. It raised it. Yeah, you get. So transitions also go a long way in like helping you make your beat sound nice and professional. It really really goes a long way. Like also from here, like the next 8 bars, if you listen, a bell comes in again. Yeah, so the bell is like also helping me transition to the next part of the song. Even also here, I added the clap again. Yeah, so basically transitions are like, it's just like adding Maggi to the food you are cooking or for whatever you are cooking. Yeah, so transitions also help you make your sounds nice, and the kind of transitions you use too also matters, because you have to take your time and select the sound. Selecting the sound is one part that a lot of producers don't take their time doing, because you really need to select your sound, like the kind of sounds you use for your beat. Yeah, so another thing that helps us is mixing. Yeah, but on this beat, I really did not do so much of it. In fact, I did not do any mixing. Yeah, just a little. But aside mixing, things like leveling your beats, EQing them, compressing them also helps in like making your beats sounds very nice. Yeah, but in this video, I won't really go deep into mixing. But basically, first steps in mixing is, I would think, for a beginner, you just need to EQ, cutting out frequencies that you don't need is like the best thing that would help. One of the best thing that will also help you in making your sound cleaner. Yeah, so that is just basically it. So in my next video, I would drop a video where I mixed a beat from the beginning to the end, so you guys can like understand what I mean very well. Yeah, so thank you for sticking by, thank you for watching. Don't also forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this. Thank you.